Hi students, you are enjoying your papers and now English examination is knocking at the door and you are raring to go. In the previous class, I explained to you the part 1 of the rhyme of Ancient Mariner, and finally it was a very strange happening towards the end that Ancient Mariner killed the bird albatross without any rhyme and reason. He had no reason to kill the bird, but he did kill. And it might have sounded you quite strange that the bird was killed. Now, as I told you, the central idea of the poem is crime and punishment, or crime, repentance and suffering. Now, in part 2, they would suffer the consequences of Ancient Mariner's wrongdoing. Well, as I told you, they found themselves in the frigid zone, and a storm blast carried the ship to the extreme south. They neared the South Pole, and condition was quite very chilly, very cold. It was freezing, but they made return journey after some time, and gradually the weather improved. And weather improved, so they blamed the Ancient Mariner for killing the bird which made the breeze to blow. But they changed their opinion soon after. Okay, then they changed their opinion soon after. When the weather further improved, then they said that it was good to kill the bird, because as a result of the killing of the bird, the weather further improved. But soon their happy days did not last long. For some time it was sunny, bright weather. They were very happy, clear blue sky, the sun was shining gloriously. But this did not last long. Soon they entered the silent sea and wind dropped. You know very well that a ship needs wind to sail smoothly. And as the wind dropped, the ship stopped sailing. It was like a painted ship on a painted ocean. Nothing was happening, and weather became extremely hot. The sky became copper and sun looked bloody. It was unbearably hot, and they felt dry in their throats. They could not drink water. Water was everywhere. They could not drink water, and their suffering began. And as I told you in the beginning, there was a time when the weather was improving every day. Now, here was a time weather was becoming worse every day. Hot copper sky, dry throats. They were feeling thirsty, but they can't drink water. Right in the middle of the ocean, they can't drink water. And then when night fell, the ghosts and spirits started haunting them. Supernatural elements came into play. And some sailors dreamed that there was a spirit which was following the ship from the land of mist and snow. And the spirit was 9 fathoms deep. So they were haunted by the bad dreams and bad weather condition, unbearably hot and humid. And they were suffering a lot. Dry throats they did have, and this continued. Finally all the sailors realized that Ancient Mariner, yes, the Ancient Mariner was responsible for their suffering. So they took up the body of dead bird and made a garland out of it and put around the neck of Ancient Mariner. In place of albatross, cross, he had albatross around his neck. He was a Christian soul. He should have cross. He should wear a cross. But what he was wearing? An albatross. And why was this done? As a reminder of his crime. What he had done. He had killed that innocent bird. And that bird will always remind him. It will haunt him all his life. And he must suffer because he killed an innocent bird. I have given you just the outline of part 2. Now I will give you the stanza-wise explanation of part 2, which will make your job much easier during the examination, because questions mostly come extract questions. There will be an stanza given and followed by 3 or 4 questions. Okay, So if you know the stanzas of the poem, okay, this will help you in the examination. Well students, I told you that I will give stanza-wise explanation of this part 2. One thing more, if you keep your book open, part 2, the rhyme of ancient mariner, it is going to help you a lot. If you can manage it, if you keep your book open, part 2, the rhyme of ancient mariner, it is going to help you. Okay. Anyway, I start with stanza 1 of part 2. The sun now rose upon the right, out of the sea came he, still hid in mist, and on the left went down into the sea. Now they were traveling from south to north. Return journey had begun, and as they were traveling from south to north, where will the sun rise? The sun will rise on their right hand, and sun will set on their left hand. Okay, so this happened because so their return journey had started, and they were now traveling from south to north. And the good south wind still blew behind, and no sweet bird did follow, nor any day for food or play came to the mariner's hollow. But albatross had been killed. The sweet bird did not follow the ship as it did before it was killed. The bird came for food and play, but now because bird was no more, the bird had been killed, so no bird followed the ship, no bird hovered over the ship. Actually, albatross was not visible because it had been killed. And I had done a hellish thing, and it would work them woe, for all averred I had killed the bird that made the breeze to blow. Well, wretch, said they, the bird to slay that made the breeze to blow. And now they are expressing their opinion. They blamed the ancient mariner for killing the bird, and it was wrong to kill the bird which made the breeze to blow. It is essential for the ship to have good wind behind it. And as long as the bird was living, the breeze was blowing, the ship was still sailing very well. The wind was behind them, but they realized that the bird, the albatross, created this good south wind which helped the ship, and it was wrong on the part of the ancient mariner to kill that bird which made the breeze to blow. It was bad, very bad on their part. This is opinion 1 that they expressed. The opinion was that it was wrong on the part of the ancient mariner to kill the bird because that bird made the breeze to blow. Nor dim nor red, like gods on head, the glorious sun uprist. Then all averred I had killed the bird that brought the fog and mist. It was right, said they, such birds to slay that bring the fog and mist. Now they took U-turn. Now they are expressing opposite opinion. Actually, in the previous drama, the drama Julius Caesar, you saw how fickle-minded the people can be. When Brutus was making his speech, they had one opinion. When Mark Antony made his speech, their opinion changed. Here, weather further improved. Now they had clear blue sky, the sun rose, and weather was very good. Then they opined what? It was right to kill the bird on the part of the ancient mariner. It was right to kill the bird which brought fog and mist. In other words, it means that as long as the bird was living, there was fog and mist. It is true, yes, it was foggy weather. It was chilly, it was freezing, there were icebergs and ice sheets. And when the bird was killed, fog and mist disappeared. So it was right on the part of the ancient mariner to kill the bird. Now, this opinion is opposite to the previous one. Please mark this one. So they changed their opinion and they became party in the crime. By supporting the ancient mariner for killing the bird, they became party in the crime, they became accomplices in the crime. Okay, so they will also suffer. The fair bridge blew, the white foam flew, the furrow followed free. We were the first that ever burst into the silent sea. Here, the poet has used alliteration. Alliteration is a figure of speech. The furrow followed free. All the words are starting with the same letter F. Okay, and now weather further improved. Fair bridge was blowing. Actually, as the ship was sailing, it was making canal through the water, and foam was flowing in the air. But this did not last long, my dear friends. This did not last long. They were the first to enter the silent sea, and dramatically everything changed. Everything changed for bad, not good. Their good days were behind them, and their bad time had started. Down dropped the bridge. The sails dropped down. It was sad as sad could be, and we did speak only to break the silence of the sea. And they found themselves, life was full of activities before that. They were chirpy, they were laughing, smiling, bright sunshine, the wind was blowing, a lot of noise and happiness was there. But the moment they entered the silent sea, it became completely silent. The silence of the graveyard. The silence of the graveyard. And it was oppressive silence. The wind dropped and sail also dropped. And this sadness came over them. Sadness was all around them. And when they spoke, only then the silence was broken. Otherwise, it was an oppressive silence which had covered everything. Okay, all in a hot and coppery sky, the bloody sun at noon, right above the mast did stand, no bigger than the moon. And weather became further hot. The color of the sky became copper. Okay, and right in the middle of the sky, just above the mast, was the bloody sun. The color of the sun was blood red. The sun was raining down heat, and everything was burning. It appeared that the deck of the ship was burning. It was so hot, and right above the mast, the size of the sun was not bigger than moon, but it was very powerful. It was unbearably hot. Day after day, we stuck, nor breath nor motion, as idle as painted ship upon painted ocean. And they looked like a painting. Have you seen a painting of a ship sailing in the sea? You will find that actually the ship is stationary, and so is the sea. So both are not moving. So it looked like a painted ship upon the painted ocean. Okay, and nothing was happening. They were stuck there. Ship was not moving, wind was not blowing, and it was unbearably hot. You can imagine their condition, what they were suffering. Well, water everywhere, and all the boats did shrink. Water everywhere, nor any drop to drink. There was vast expanse of water all around the ship. You can see the vast expanse of water, enormity of water, means water everywhere, but they could not drink a single drop because their throat was dry and water was not there. They were suffering immensely, the immensity of water all around them, but they could not drink. And it appeared that in the large ocean, the size of the ship was shrinking and ocean was expanding. The very deep did rot. The very deep did rot, O Christ, that ever this should be. Yeah, slimy things did crawl with legs upon the slimy sea. And water became rot. It became stagnant water. And water was spoiling. It was becoming bad. Foul smell was coming. And slimy, dirty creatures with slimy legs were swimming around them. And it appeared that the sea was rotting. The ocean was rotting. And when the night fell, condition became still more fearful, more horrifying. The supernatural elements started haunting them. Okay, see what happens. About and about in rill and rot, the death fires danced at night. The water like a witch's oils burnt green, blue and white. The witches' oils. Actually, you can recall Macbeth. Witches, when they conjure up magic, black magic, they make oil of the organs of dirty creatures. And when they are performing the magic, on the surface of the oil, the light burns, flashes, green, blue, white, all such things. So this entire sea had become witch's oil, and it was the surface was burning green, blue and white, and the sight was blood curdling. Their blood froze. It struck fear in their hearts. During the daytime they suffered drought and heat. When the night fell, the supernatural elements, the ghosts and spirits started haunting them, and you can imagine their fear. And some in dreams assured were of the spirit that plagued us so, 9 fathom deep he had followed us from the land of mist and snow. And some sailors dreamed that from the land of mist and snow, previously they were there in the South Sea, near the polar region, frigid zone, and there they had found the albatross, and they had spent some time with the albatross. From the land of mist and snow, a spirit, a ghost, was following the ship, and it was sailing 9 fathom below the sea, surface of the sea. It was following the ship, and it was evil spirit. It wanted to take revenge on the sailors, and particularly the ancient mariner, for killing the innocent bird. So that spirit was haunting them. And every tongue through utter drought was withered at the root. We could not speak, nor more than if we had been choked with soot. And every throat was dry, every tongue was dry here at the root. And it appeared that they were suffocating. They were surrounded by soot, poisonous smoke, and they were unable to breathe in. The throat was dry, and they tried to speak. They opened their mouth, but words would not come out. This was their suffering for the wrongdoing. Ah, well a day, what evil looks had I from old and young. Instead of the cross, the albatross about my neck was hung. And what a look! Every sailor looked at the ancient mariner angrily. You are responsible for our suffering. You have killed the innocent bird. That's why we are suffering this. Okay, suffering internally as well as externally. Okay, you are responsible. And as you know, ancient mariner was a Christian, and a Christian wears a cross, but he was denied this privilege. The dead bird's body was made into a garland, and it was put around the neck of the ancient mariner as a reminder of his crime, that he had killed an innocent bird. In this way they suffered all, and particularly the ancient mariner suffered for his wrongdoing, for killing an innocent bird without any rhyme and reason. I hope you enjoyed every moment of this class. Okay, and you will revise it thoroughly after some time, and I hope things are quite clear to you. So students, if you have any queries to make, write in the comment section and subscribe to my channel. I wish you a very good day.